Alright then, so in the last lesson we saw that we can log in with the user, and then when we do that we update our global auth state using the auth context to reflect that user. So it has an email property on it and also the token. And also inside local storage we have this user key as well, which has the same information, the email and the token. So we're storing that token in local storage. So the user is logged into the application. However, when we refresh the page, that user becomes null again. So essentially React is seeing us as being logged out, even though we still have this information in local storage. We still have their token and email. So really we should still be logged in. So what we need to do is tell React to take a look inside local storage when we first load up the website to see if we have that user property and that token. And if we do, then we can update our auth context state to reflect that, so that React sees us as logged in. Now, before we actually solve this problem, I want to show you why it could be a problem. So I'm going to go to the navbar, and what I'm going to do is output the user's email right here next to this button. Now, in order to access the user email, I need to access that global auth state. So we need to import the use auth context hook to consume that. So this hook right here. So let's do that at the top. So we import use auth context from the hooks folder, use auth context. And now down here, we can grab the user from that. So const user is equal to use auth context. All right, so we have the user, and now we could output the user email down here next to the button. So let's do that inside a span tag. So user.email, because we have that email property on it, remember. So when we're logged in, it should show the user's email next to the button. Now, another thing we have to do is conditionally output this and also this, so that when a user is logged in, then we output this, and when a user is not logged in, then we output this. Because if we try to output this when a user is not logged in, well, user is null, and we're going to get an error because we can't have an email property on null. So we have to check that the user exists or is logged in first of all, and we have a value for it in order to put this stuff out. So let's do that. I'm going to do curly braces, and I'll say user double ampersand, and then I want parentheses to return some kind of template, and I'm going to scoot this in like so, and then parentheses and then curly braces. So now what we're saying is, look, only when we have a value for user, this thing here, if it's not null, then output this template where we see the user's email and also this thing right here. Okay, so down here I want to do the opposite. I only want to show this if we don't have a user, because then if we don't have a user, they should see the login and sign up links. So I'm going to do curly braces, not user, double ampersand, and then parentheses, scoot this down and inwards, and then let's close both of these things off. So now if we do have a user, we see this thing, and if we don't have a user, we see these things. All right, so let me save this now and preview. Alright, so let me show you this. We only see these two links at the minute because the global auth state is null for the user. So it says, look, don't show the logout and don't show the email. Let me show you what happens when I log in first of all. So Mario at netninja.dev, and then ABC123 exclamation, login. And when we do that, we can see this swaps because now we have a value for the user. So now instead we see this logout button and also this email right here. So we're logged in, and that's why we see these things. And also inside local storage, we see the token and email as well. Now, if I refresh, what's going to happen if we open the console is that auth context state is going to go back to null. And because it goes back to null, we don't see the email or the logout button up here. So it looks as though we're essentially logged out of the application, even though we're still technically logged in because we have this token right here. So that's why it's an issue for the front end. So what we need to do is make it so that when we first refresh the page or load the page, we're doing that initial check for this thing right here. And then if this exists, we update our auth context state to reflect that. And when we do that, we see the correct links up here. So where do we do this initial check then? Where do we check when the React application first starts if we have the item in local storage and then update the auth context state depending on that? Well, we can do it inside the context, the auth context. So what I'm going to do is use the useEffect hook. So I'm going to import that at the top, useEffect. And then down here inside the auth context provider, I'm going to use this. So I'll say use effect like so, and then we fire a function, and then also as a second argument an empty dependency array. And this means only fire this useEffect function once when the component first renders. And since we're only doing this once at the very start when the component first renders, so when the React application essentially loads, what we're doing is doing that check for the token in local storage just once to try and find out if we have a value for it. So that's what we want to do inside this function. We want to say const user is equal to json.parse, and I'll tell you why we do that in a second. And then inside here, local storage dot get item, and it's going to be the user item. So we have to parse this because this is a JSON string. When it's stored in local storage, it's a JSON string, but we want to parse that into an object that we can use in JavaScript. So that's why we do that, and then we store that inside this constant. Now, if this is present, then we have a user object with the email property and also the token property. Now, if this item is not present in local storage, then we don't get anything. We get null, basically, over here. So what we can do now is say, do we have a value for user? So if user, then we want to dispatch a login action, essentially, to update the global state to match that user that's in local storage. So we can say dispatch, and then the type is going to be login, and the payload is going to be the user that we get right here, this user object. And that's pretty much all we have to do. So now when the application first loads and this component renders, we're running this useEffect function just once, and inside there we try and get the user from local storage. Now if the user exists, then we have a value for the user, and it will be that object with the email and token property. In that case, because we have a value for the user, the if check, this evaluates as true, and therefore we dispatch a login action. If we don't have a value for user, if it's not in local storage, it's null, therefore this is considered false, and we don't dispatch that action. Okay, so it stays as null. It only updates if we have a value for the user in local storage. So now we're setting that initial user state in the application. Alright, so now you can see we're logged in, and if I refresh the page, hopefully it's going to keep us logged in the eyes of the React application. Refresh, and yeah, it does. Awesome. So now when we first load the page, it's looking in local storage to see if we have this user, and if we do have the user, then it logs us into the application in the eyes of React because it updates that global auth context state, and we can see that inside the console right here. Okay, so if I log out now, then we should go to the application and see that the token is gone, the user is gone. And if we go back to the console and refresh, no longer do we see that we're logged in because we're checking local storage. We don't see the token, therefore we don't dispatch that action, and we're not trying to update the user. So now all this works. Let me just try logging in one more time. Mario at netninja.dev, and then ABC123, enter. And hopefully, yeah, we can see now this updates over here, and we get this right here, and also inside local storage we can see this user as well. Awesome.